That night, Kennedy moved quietly through the dark streets of Washington, D.C. The city looked calm on the surface, but Kennedy knew the real power played behind closed doors. His meeting with Lisa Monroe would not happen in a public place. It would happen underground, far from cameras and microphones. Lisa met him at a parking garage, wearing a dark coat, her voice low. "I've confirmed it, Senator. It's a secret gathering tonight. Influential donors, political figures, media executives, they're meeting to decide how to handle you." "Handle me?" Kennedy asked, his tone dry. "Silence you," Lisa said. "Discredit you, maybe more." Lisa handed him a small recording device. "They won't know you're listening, but you have to be careful. They see you, you're finished." Kennedy nodded. "Show me the way." They slipped into a side entrance of a private hotel, moving past security through service corridors. Lisa had bribed a hotel employee to get them close to the meeting room. From behind a thick door, Kennedy could hear familiar voices, people he had seen smiling on TV, pretending to support free speech, now speaking openly about how to crush him. One voice said, "Kennedy's getting too much attention. We need to control this story." Another replied, "Leak old footage. Build a racist narrative. If we control the headlines, he won't survive this." Kennedy's jaw tightened. They were not just targeting him, they were manipulating the media to control the public. But then another voice spoke, one Kennedy recognized immediately, a senior senator from his own party. If Kennedy keeps pushing this, he'll expose more than immigration policies. He'll reach the funding channels, the connections to foreign groups. If that happens, we all burn. Kennedy's heart pounded. This was deeper than he thought. Lisa whispered, "They're scared of you." Kennedy whispered back, "They should be." Suddenly, footsteps approached the door. Kennedy and Lisa pulled back quickly, hiding in the shadows as two security men passed by. They couldn't stay longer. Lisa pulled Kennedy toward a service exit. "We have enough. You got their voices. We can go public." But Kennedy's mind was racing. This was not just about protecting his name. It was about showing the American people how deeply their system was controlled. The next morning, Kenny held a press conference. Cameras filled the room, waiting to see if he would defend himself against the smears that had already started to spread. They called him a racist. They said he was spreading hate. But Kennedy didn't flinch. He walked to the microphone, looked straight into the cameras, and pressed play on Lisa's recording. The room froze. The voices of powerful politicians and media leaders filled the air, clearly heard, making plans to destroy Kennedy, to hide their own secrets, to keep the truth from the public. Reporters' eyes widened. Some dropped their pens. Kennedy's voice was steady. "You want to know who divides America? Listen carefully. The division is created here, in these back rooms, by people who think you're too stupid to see the truth." The clip played on. The senator's voice admitted to funding routes connected to foreign money. Deals made to influence immigration policies, not for compassion, but for profit. The moment was electric. Kennedy continued, "I will not apologize. I will not back down. And I will not stop fighting for Americans who are tired of being lied to." Social media exploded within seconds. The video went viral. Networks that once avoided him now had no choice but to cover the story. But with exposure came danger. Later that day, Kennedy's security detail intercepted a threat, planned attack. His family was immediately placed under protection. Michael rushed into his office. "Sir, you can't stay here. It's not safe." Kennedy was calm. "If I hide now, what message does that send?" Michael shook his head. "You don't have to be a hero." Kennedy's eyes sharpened. "I'm not trying to be, just trying to finish what I started," Lisa called with more updates. "I've uncovered financial links to international groups. It's worse than we thought. If you keep pushing, they'll throw everything at you." Kennedy paused, thinking deeply. Let them. The storm had arrived, but Kennedy had made his choice. The fight was no longer about a TV debate. It was now a national war over who controls the truth, and Kennedy was ready to take it to the end. Kennedy's face was on every news channel. The clip from his press conference had gone viral, but the reaction was split. Some people called him brave, others called him dangerous. The View's producers issued a statement calling Kennedy's words divisive and harmful. But it didn't matter now. The story had grown bigger than a single show. Michael walked quickly into Kennedy's office, his phone in his hand. "Senator, there's a coordinated media attack against you. They're bringing up old cases, twisting your words, calling you unfit for office." Kennedy barely looked up. "Let them try." "What about the investigation? Are the foreign money links confirmed?" Michael nodded. Lisa got the documents. She traced the funding. The money flows from a network of shadow organizations, some connected to politicians in both parties. Even some media outlets are getting quiet payments. Kennedy leaned back in his chair, thinking, so this isn't just about immigration. It's about power, control. Michael's voice lowered. "It's about selling the country, sir." Kennedy's eyes hardened. "Then we expose all of it." But the danger grew closer. That afternoon, Kennedy's security detail received another serious threat. A vehicle had been spotted following his wife's car. His children were moved to a safe location immediately. Michael's hands shook as he spoke. "They're not just trying to ruin your name anymore, sir. They're trying to scare you." Kennedy's voice was cold. "I've been in politics long. Enough to know fear is their sharpest weapon. I won't stop." Lisa sent him another message. A high-ranking official wanted to meet him in secret. The man claimed to have evidence that could bring the entire corrupt system down, but he was terrified to speak openly. That night, Kennedy went to an abandoned train station outside the city. The wind howled through the broken windows. The man waiting for him wore a hat pulled low over his face. "You don't know me, Senator, but I've been part of this machine for years," the man whispered. "They fund chaos. They fund division, immigration, race. The economy, it's all used to keep Americans fighting each other while they profit quietly in the shadows." Kennedy's heart pounded. "I need proof." The man handed him a flash drive. "It's all here. Payments, conversations, even video meetings. But you need to understand, Senator, if you use this, you won't just face political attacks. You'll be hunted." Kennedy took the drive without hesitation. "If I've already crossed the line," the man warned, "there's one more thing. Some of your allies, even people in your own party, they're part of this. You'll be standing alone." Kennedy didn't blink. "I can live with that." The next day, Kennedy appeared on live television again. The studio was tense. Security guards were everywhere. Michael stood nearby, his face pale with worry. Kennedy stepped to the podium. "Americans deserve the truth. Not the version controlled by corporate media. Not the filtered story shaped by political parties." He played a new video from the flash drive. It showed secret meetings, handshakes, and detailed discussions about using immigration policies to control votes, profit from cheap labor, and keep the population divided. The video showed both Republican and Democrat figures involved. The room was dead silent. Kennedy's voice cut through the silence. "The enemy is not your neighbor. The enemy is not the immigrant chasing a dream. The enemy is the system that profits from our division." Social media caught fire. Some leaders immediately called for a formal investigation. Others called Kennedy a traitor. But Kennedy didn't stop. Lisa called him right after the broadcast. "You just made yourself the most dangerous man in Washington." Kennedy's reply was calm. "Good." But the warnings came quickly. An urgent message from federal security. "There's chatter. They're planning to silence him permanently." Kennedy was moved under heavy protection. His family was sent to a secured location. Michael met Kennedy in a quiet room. "You can walk away now, sir. You've already exposed them. You don't have to keep going." Kennedy shook his head. "If I stop now, they rebuild. They wait. They control the story again. It's time we finish it." Michael sighed. "It's going. to cost everything. Kennedy's eyes were sharp, and we pay the price. The storm was still rising. Kennedy was already stepping into the next battle, ready to face whatever was coming next.